terms of what happened over the Christmas period? Even no concerns about backup or strength?
No. I was very confident, that we'd be competitive in both the games with the sides that we'd selected. I think it's a hugely positive statement, not only from a Scarlets perspective, but also from a national perspective. When we've got so many players now involved with Wales, they're away from us for almost half a season in terms of rugby matches. We need to be able to develop strength and depth. It's as simple as that. And if you don't, and if we don't, we won't succeed. Part of the remits of all the regions as well is that they do have to develop players, and that was the story for me, and that was the positive story for me, because we're not purely performance based. If you look at the French rugby and you look at English rugby even, they don't get periods where 10 or so of their players are away for half the season. So we are partly development.
Saying that, the result put you in a strong position?
Yeah, we've looked at the block of 3 games really, obviously Ospreys, Dragons and Glasgow, as very important to our ambitions within the league, and targeted wins in all of them, and 2/3 of the job has been done. But it's a huge game for us now against Glasgow here on Saturday. They're obviously in 3rd place above us, and if we can get a result against them, it'll no doubt climb us up the table, so it's a massive game for us.
Surprise package Glasgow this year? Because they lost a lot of players last year.
Yeah, they've done very well, haven't they? I think they're coached very well. They play a good brand of rugby, and they deserve the success that they've had so far. But really, this period, which included the last 2 games, from our point of view, in both the league and the Heineken Cup, is vital. And I'll go on to say the LV as well, because after the Heineken, the LV kicks in, and hopefully people can see the type of strength and depth that we can now put into a competition like that as well, which makes us probably contenders there.
Yeah, that second string, so-called second string, is not a bad side.
Oh, squad, yeah, it's quite strong.
Injury-wise, any boys picked up any knocks over the Christmas?
No, nothing serious. A couple of bumps and bruises, nothing too serious. Aaron Shingley should be available this weekend. We're running at well below the average injury rate for professional rugby teams at the moment. And the fact that we're able to balance selection at times helps that, because injuries do occur due to overplaying and fatigue, and if we're able to balance out selection, that helps as well. Steve's fit.
Good, obviously Josh was in earlier, great to see him back up.
Yeah, Josh, great. He had a game for Carmarthen Quins the week before, which he always needs to get under his belt, and I thought, he showed improvement against the Dragons as well, and Josh will get much better the more game time he gets.
Josh was saying that back row strength in Wales generally is very good at the moment, isn't it?
It is very good, yeah, throughout Wales. There's some quality players, and from a Scarlet perspective, we've got a group of back rows who are sort of maturing for us right now, which gives us great strength and depth that we haven't had before.
That showed against the Dragons. Obviously, it was a decent game making. Was it 140 tackles or something like that?
Yeah.
Different sort of from what you're known as in terms of the passing style. But
yeah, I think that's one of the things that we've tried to bring into our game over the last 2 years is more intensity, more physicality, and you can only do that with clarity around the roles defensively and in the contact area, and we've worked hard on that. And we're starting to see some of the benefits of that hard work coming through for us now.
And then with the try, obviously it showed the other side of it.
I thought that was a very good try. We took that opportunity very well and showed what we can do. Probably haven't been playing as much rugby as we can and we would like, and that might change in the next 3 weeks. But again, I've said all along that we will become more pragmatic. They're local derbies, both of them played in the rain. You've got to expect they're going to be hard-fought matches, and there's a different style to local derbies, particularly in these conditions. It's about the intensity of the occasion. I know some people have complained about the quality, but when you look at the physicality and the contact skills, there's a lot of technique in that area in itself, and you've got to respect how hard these players play. And they're not machines, and people think they're machines sometimes because they go for 80 minutes at that level of intensity, and all the work that's gone in the background to be able to achieve that is quite considerable as well.
Important not to let the work, good work of the last 2 games slip in this weekend.
Absolutely, things could be taken away from you very quickly, and it would would be very disappointing if you know, the two big results that we've had in two very difficult games was not capitalised on. I think one of the positives, having played almost two separate teams, is that there's strong competition for places, and whoever the players are who play against Glasgow, whether international players or not, they'll know that they'll have to fight to hold on to the shirt, and that's good from our point of view.
How pleased have you been with the performances of Dominic Day over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, Dominic's been fantastic. Really, you know, brought his A game back to us. I thought he was fantastic on the weekend for a second row's performance. And against the Ospreys, you know, he made a couple of huge hits in both games. His clean out work has been impressive, and also a couple of covered tackles in both games, which, you know, key moments like that make a difference in big games. And to have one of your second rows actually impacting the game like that is massive. You know, he hasn't had a good run of games, but you know, if he keeps his level of performance up to the last two, then you know, it'd be great for us.
It's a new year, Nigel. What do you hope to achieve in 2012, not only for yourself but for the Scarlets?
Well, we're a team, you know, and whatever we achieve or don't achieve, we'll do it as a group. So we've targeted playoffs, you know. Now whether that's 1, 2 or 3, I don't know. But we need to get into playoffs now. We need to be at that level of rugby. I think we're good enough as well. I think we have the talent here. And it's where this team needs to be. Once you experience playoffs, who knows, you know, there's a one-off game, anything can happen, but the more times you get the team to that level, then the more likely they are being successful when they get there. So it's a big aim of ours. Still a lot of work to do in all tournaments, really, but that's one of our targets for this season.
Looking ahead at the Glasgow match, Josh said that these points against Glasgow are like gold. Do you agree with that? And just how important are these group of matches coming up in the Rugby Direct?
As I said, the last two games and this game being the third are hugely important to us. We knew that we're probably going to have to win all three to be in contention for the playoff spot without relying on others. And we've done 2/3 of that job, so this is a massive game for us now. It's a home game. We're playing against a very good Glasgow side who have gone well. But I think, you know, we've got a lot of confidence, we've got some momentum now coming into this match. So it'll be vital that we put in a big performance.
Any concern about the weather up there? Because it's playing quite pivotal today. It might change, of course, come Thursday. But as we know with rugby games, it can prove key. Any concerns about
Well, virtually all the games bar one we played at Park Scarlets have been in the rain. So we've learned how to play wet weather rugby this season, and that, you know, it's coincided with this bit more of a pragmatic view, and what we were able to do against the Dragons is give them the ball and hold them out, which we haven't been able to do that in years gone by. So we've got a good idea about to play in the wet as well. But I think this group of the 3 games and the 3 sides that we're playing against will allow us to play a more expansive brand of rugby as well, where they permit.
Okay, and Tavis Knowles just about to go under the knife, I think, with his shoulder injury. Just how much are you going to be missed out for 3 months?
Yeah, he's going to be a big loss to us. You know, we've got some good young scrum halves, but obviously Alid is out till next season as well. So that just leaves 2 scrum halves in the squad. So I'm looking at that at the moment in terms of strengthening that position, because we're going to need to do that. So it is going to be a blow, but we have every confidence and faith in Gareth and Rodri, who've gone very well for us.